Okay, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Juggernaut Show. I'm your host, Juggernaut097, and tonight I'm here to do my Impact Wrestling No Surrender 2023 review, which No Surrender was last Friday, which it was on um, Impact Plus and Ultimate Insiders and also Fight TV. What day was last Friday? I'm trying to figure out. Um, February 24th. That's when the show was on. So it was on February 24th. No Surrender. Um, for the February pay per view. So before I get started with this review, I kind of want to talk about um, kind of like my overall thoughts on the show, like how I do with every show, every review I do. Um, Overall, I thought it was a good show. The in-ring quality was good. But it seems like I sound like a broken record at this point. It seems like every time I make a impact video, like doing anytime I'm reviewing the pay-per-view, it seems like I'm always like talking about like their um quality of the show. And I'm not talking about in-ring quality. I'm talking about more of their like audio and like video quality. That's what they're lacking in right now. Like it seems so terribly made. Like, I mean, there are some shows where you don't notice it as much, but on this show, you noticed their audio quality was like terrible. Like, someone like the audio was like going through like the PA system. It was just really bad. And like, there was one point, I think it was during the women's or the Knockouts tag team title match where you basically didn't hear much of the commentary. Like it was like really low. Like you had to turn your TV up all the way to hear it. Which I don't understand why, Impact has all of these issues. And it's like it seems like every time they come to a pay-per-view, they always have like some video or audio issues. I just don't understand what it is. And it's consistent. And they figure out something about this. And also, I hate the way they shoot the shows. Yeah, sometimes they shoot, like how they shoot the hard cam towards the entrance ramp. I just don't like that. It makes people not really want to watch Impact. Because sometimes the you want to see the camera pointed towards the crowd. See them, popping for moments. Seeing them be excited. Just don't want to look at a ramp during the whole show. Like it just seems really boring, and people don't want to watch it as much. And it seems like there were a lot of people at this Impact show. But the thing is, and also the lighting's really dark. It just the presentation doesn't look that good with Impact. Like they need to hire more professionals. Like, and I'm not one to critique and say, oh, who to hire and stuff. What they should do and what they should not do, because I'm not in social media. That's not my field. But because I had my fair share of like technical difficulties, but it's not like I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this on like every single week and doing it for money. I'm just doing this for a hobby. And now, but TNA or Impact Wrestling, they it seems like every single pay-per-view there's always some type of issue. And they're doing this every month, and it's not like I'll say maybe when they started those Twitch pay-per-views, that's when the really bad issues started, and when they started doing these like live streams. Like I said, it happens on a consistent basis. Like Impact Wrestling needs to figure this out because it's just terrible at this point. Um, yeah, I don't understand why they have so many issues. Because like I enjoy watching Impact for the most part, I really do. Like I enjoy watching professional wrestling, and I want to enjoy this company, but it's just really hard because like if I wasn't reviewing the show, I probably wouldn't have finished this pay per view. To be honest with you, I probably would not have finished this show with how bad the like audio and stuff was on the show. like all the technical difficulties. It was just like it gave me a headache watching the show. Like, why? Come on, Impact Wrestling, figure your stuff out. Yeah, like I said, I probably wouldn't have finished the show if I um wasn't reviewing this here. But yeah, nonetheless, let's quit wasting time because I got on this like 5 minute rant of me, talking about all their issues. So let's actually, so now that we got all the bad stuff out of the way, let's talk about what I enjoyed about the show. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. So the first match that kicked off the show, we're not going to talk about the pre-show. I didn't really check out the pre-show at all, so we're not going to talk about that. But the first match that kicked off the show was we had or Connor. That was his name back in WWE. So we had Khan of the Design go up against Frankie Kazarian, and also in Khan's corner they had, excuse me, they had Sammy Callahan, Alan Angels, and Diener there at ringside. Basically helping out Khan here. I thought this was a decent opener. I don't think it was like really anything special. And also, I'm not gonna go move through move on everything that happened in this match. Like if you wanna hear like a move for move, breakdown of everything that happened, go watch someone else's review because I'm not gonna be doing that really here. I'm just gonna be talking about like what I thought about the match. Maybe I'll talk about spots here and there, but like I'm not gonna be talking about breaking down every single move like spot for spot. I'm just not gonna be doing that. Um, but yeah, I thought this match was okay. It was nothing crazy. Um, Khan, he looked really dominating in this match. It seemed like the Connor from NXT. When NXT first started in like 2014. The 2014 NXT. When he was a part of the Ascension. It seems like that's what they're trying to do with him. Like and like his attire that he was wearing was pretty cool. Um, and also kind of a backstory to like this feud is like Kazarian doesn't think that Sam McCallahan is actually working with the design. He thinks that he has other intentions what to do. So the design team they still can see if they can trust Sam McCallahan, which Sam McCallahan came in like he's came into like the end result like of basically the ending of the match. I'm trying to figure out my words right here. What I'm saying, um, basically, um, yeah, he came into the ending results of this match here. Um, basically, we had Alan Angels. He was distracting the referee, and Sammy Callahan grabbed the steel chair, but accidentally hit Khan in the face or hit Khan with the steel chair. And then Frankie Kazarian did a slingshot, um, the slingshot cutter onto Khan, and Frankie Kazarian got a win here. Um, so like the design is really not trusting Sam McCallahan. He's failing multiple times here. Um, like I said, I thought this was a pretty basic match. And I think it's gonna be interesting to see where this whole design faction goes. Like, is Sam McCallahan actually working with him, or is he just doing it like, or is he just like using them? I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. But I hope they use this faction correctly. Um, hopefully they maybe make him like an Ascension faction because I feel like that's what they're trying to do here. Like, I want this team to get some like good momentum behind them and to build some good heat behind them because this faction could be pretty good. But yeah, like I said, I thought it was just an average match. And then we will move on to the next match, which we had was the Death Dolls defending the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships against Hex, which is her name is Allison Kay and Marty Bell. Which Marty Bell, she's been in Impact Wrestling before, She was part of the Dollhouse at one point, and she was also part of WWE at one point. I don't know if I never really seen much of Allison Kay. I know she does a lot of stuff in NWA, and the Hex. They're one. I think they're like the longest reigning um women's tag team champions in NWA, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I really like this team, the Hex, or is that are they called the Hex or just Hex? I'm pretty sure that it's the Hex. Um, but I really like this faction. I want to see more of Allison Kay and Marty Bell on Impact Wrestling. I really like it. They had a lot of dominance throughout the early parts of this match. Um, you had some pretty good near falls. But in the end, um, the Death Dolls did end up retaining the Knockouts tag team titles when it was what's her face Jessica Havoc. She hit a sick driver onto Marty Bell. So I'm happy that Marty Bell took the pinfall because like doing it on the bigger Allison Kay wouldn't have been looked very good. So I'm happy that Marty Bell took the pinfall here. But I mean, it was a solid tag team match here. I think all four women did what they needed to do in this match. But this is when like the audio issues like really bad. And, like that's when you needed to turn up like your TV like really really loud. And then all of a sudden, the audio came back, and then people probably were scared, when it came back because people's TVs were so loud. But like I say, I mean, it was an enjoyable match. Like I said, hopefully we'll see more of Hex on Impact Wrestling though. And now we'll move on to the next match, which we had was a dot combat match for the Digital Media Championship. So Joe Hendry was defending the title against Moose. So basically, what a dot combat match is, it's just basically a hardcore match with like electronics and like things that you see on like the internet, like social, like gaming and stuff. Like a lot of gadgets and stuff. A lot of electronics type of things. That's what you see like for computers and stuff. Like you had a lot of those weapons in this match. This match was very a lot of gimmicky stuff in this match, very goofy at some points. But it was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. There was one point where I mean not Moose, it was Joe Hendry. He brought out a keyboard and hit Moose with the keyboard. I thought that was pretty cool. And like the keyboard just like broke into pieces. The keys went everywhere. We even saw a point where it was Joe Hendry. He brought out it's a Sega Dreamcast. I don't know. You youngins probably don't know what that is, but a Dreamcast, I used to have one when I was really young. Um, so yeah, Joe Hendry brought a Dreamcast through the match. And Moose, he brought some weapons too, but he wasn't bringing out all the corny stuff, all the goofy stuff. He brought out, a steel chair. He just wanted to do a straight up, just hardcore match, normal stuff. Nothing goofy here. So Moose wanted to be serious here. There was another spotlight in the match where, oh yeah, Moose brought out a bag, and you go like, oh, it's thumbtacks. But when he dumped out the things, it was a whole bunch of keycaps for like on a computer. So that's what it was. We had a big spot where they went to the keycaps, so that was pretty fun. And then there was like a big box that Joe Hendry got under the ring, and it was a Oculus. So he brought that out, and Dancing Moose was back. We had Dancing Moose back, and he started dancing. Showed what he was doing. Like showed on the Titantron or like the LED thing, and showed him dancing. And then at one point, they were doing like the whole Dancing Moose, doing the whole meme stuff that he was doing. And then Moose, he got upset, but Joe Hendry did end up retaining the Digital Media Championship when he hit his what's his finisher called? Oh, I'm trying to figure out what his finisher is called. Oh, what is his finisher called now? It's like a choke slam type of thing, not power bomb. Um, oh man, his finisher is blank in my mind, but it's like a choke slam. He ended up hitting that and ended up beating Moose, which Moose has kind of been on the the losing end of this feud, which is kind of unfortunate because like Moose deserves so much better. But with how entertaining this feud is, I'm not too upset. I'm really not upset that Moose is losing these matches here. I think eventually, I would like to see him as digital mid champion because I think that'd be pretty cool. That might, I mean, Joe Hendry has been elevating this style quite a bit. This style has been on pay per view matches and stuff. So has been or these specials, whatever you want to call them. But I mean, yeah, it was a very fun match here. I enjoyed it. And then the next match we had was a number one contenders match to determine who's going to be facing either Josh Alexander or Rich Swann for the Impact World Championship at Rebellion, which is the April pay per view. So we had Steve Macklin, Brian Myers, Heath, and PCO in this match. Um, this was a fun match. I really enjoyed it. All four guys did some pretty good stuff this match, and this when I looked at the runtime for this match, it did not seem like 10 minutes. It seemed like it was shorter than that. It did not seem like a 10-minute match. Like I thought the match was fine. Um, there at one point where we had a lot of guys doing a whole bunch of spots onto the outside of the ring, doing a lot of planches and a lot of suicide dives. There was one point where PCO did a PCO saw onto all three of the guys onto the outside of the ring. That was pretty cool. Um, like I said, all guys did what they needed to do in this match. Um, Steve Macklin ended up winning the match here. Um, when Heath Slater or Heath he hit the wake up call, and then PCO, well, he got attacked by Eddie Edwards. So it doesn't look like this feud between Eddie Edwards and PCO was over with because Eddie Edwards came out with a shovel and beat PCO up with the shovel and basically costed PCO from winning the match. So that took him out of the match here. And like I said, Heath Slater, he hit the wake up. And then Steve Macklin hit the. I'm trying to figure out what his finisher is called right now. He hit the. It was the. His finisher is called the KIA. He hit the KIA and on Heath to get the 1-2-3. So the winner of the match was Steve Macklin. Solid match. Yeah, and I think Steve Macklin, he's definitely going to end up being champion at the next pay per view because like he is definitely deserving of it, deserving of being world champion here in Impact. Like he's definitely up and coming star, and they need to capitalize on the moment why they had with Steve Macklin. But yeah, I'm happy that he's finally getting his opportunity now because they should have had it at this show, but you know they gave it to Rich Swann even though he lost at that. Oh, what was that show? Hard to Kill. Yeah, in January. But yeah, I thought this was a solid match though. And then the next match we had was a trios match. We had Time Machine of Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and Kushida going up against the Bullet Club. Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Kenta. And this is Kenta's first time in Impact Wrestling. If you guys don't know that, yeah, this is his first time over here. This was a really fun match. You had a lot of spots in this match. Um, you know, the Motor City Machine Guns, they were doing a lot of the normal tag team moves in this match. I even like the stuff that we were seeing between Kushida and um, Kenta, because they have some history in New Japan. So I thought that was pretty cool. The Bullet Club of, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, they're really growing on me. I think they're going to be tag team champions like really soon here. Like I hope they really put the titles on them. I don't even know who tag team champions are right now in Impact. I don't know who the tag team champions are, but yeah, this was a really fun match. Um, the winners of the match were the Bull. No, it was not the Bull Club. It was a Bull Club actually, because Ace Austin he hit. I don't remember the exact finish. I think it was like a rope or something. Because there were quite a bit of ropes on this show. Let's see, Austin. Let me see. Yeah. So it was a roll up. That's how they ended up winning. So Ace Austin, he did a roll up onto I believe it was Chris Sabin. Yeah, it was on the Chris Sabin. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he had a roll up on the Chris Sabin and ended up getting the 1, 2, 3. So still makes the Time Machine. Still makes him look strong. So I thought it was a really good match, but this was a spot heavy match. This was the second longest match on this card, rather than like the first longest match on the card was the main event. Yeah, I got like 25 minutes or 26 minutes, somewhere around that. Yeah, but this was a fun match. I enjoyed it, and it's gonna be exciting to see Kushida, going for the world title at that multiverse of madness. I think that's what it is, or whatever that show that they're doing in March is. But yeah, Saul match here. And then the next match we had was Mickey James defending the Knockouts Championship against Masha Slamovich. Um, yeah, this was a good match. I mean, Masha Slamovich, she was looking pretty dominant here. I think I mean, Mickey James did end up winning the match here, but like I said, Mickey James, she just keeps coming out of these matches, barely surviving, because she ended up doing a roll up onto Masha Slamovich, because Masha Slamovich towards the end of the match a uh, she was going for a for a roll through, and then Mickey James ended up countering that. No, ended up going for Masha Slamovich ended up going for a monkey flip, but then Mickey James ended up rolling through that and pinning Masha Slamovich. So, kind of like a cheap win for Mickey James. So, still makes Masha Slamovich look strong, without her actually, taking a clean win here or taking a clean loss here. So I thought that was, pretty good what they did with Masha here. Um, and there was a lot of, sleeper holds that Mickey James, was in this match. Kind of like going back to Hard to Kill. She would, how Jordan Grace had her in the sleeper a lot in that match, and how it looked like she tapped out, but she didn't. Mickey James said she didn't tap out. Well, the ropes were saving Mickey James quite a bit in this match. That they were kind of bailing Mickey out a lot in this match. Um, but I think eventually, soon, I think Masha Slamovich is definitely going to be a Knockouts champion in the future. I don't know, maybe towards Slammiversary or maybe Bound for Glory. I think that's when Mickey James might drop the title. I don't think she's going to drop it anytime soon. But Mickey James, she's just putting on some great matches with a lot of these women here. And I don't think I don't think that Mickey James is going to retire, after she loses her next match, because the last rodeo or whatever it's called, the final rodeo is over for Mickey James. So I don't think she's going to be retiring soon. But like I said, it was a good match. It seemed really short, but I mean, it was good for what it was. And then we move on to the main event, which was for the Impact World Championship. We had two friends going at it. We had Josh Alexander defending the title against his buddy Rich Swann, which Rich Swann became number one contender by winning the 6 shooter match that they had on Impact a few weeks ago. Um, this was this was fun. You know that good old saying where they say, better friends make good enemies. Well, this was that saying right here. I mean, both these guys have really good in-ring chemistry with each other. Right at the gate of the match, Josh Alexander wanted to do a handshake with Rich Swann, but Rich Swann wasn't having none of that. He said that he'll shake his hand after the match is over. So, Rich Swann, he was in it was he was in that zone. He wanted to win that world title. Um, so they were doing some really nice spots in this match. I always like when Josh Alexander does that spear, like through the ring. That I thought that was pretty cool when he did the Rich Swann in the match. Rich Swann, he took a nasty bump on the ring apron. He got thrown on the ring apron at one point. A lot of super kicks from Rich Swann in this match. You had some pretty good high flying moves from him. There were points where Rich Swann hit a big move, and then Josh Alexander would just roll to the outside of the ring. So I could say I really like the in ring psychology and the how Josh Alexander is smart to roll out to the side of the ring. So I thought that was good. It's some pretty nice high flying spots in this match. But Josh Alexander, I had no doubt that Josh Alexander was going to retain the title. There wasn't any doubt in my mind where I think he was going to lose. No, Josh Alexander, he retained by hitting the C4 spike. He had to hit it a few times. He hit it twice onto Rich Swann. But yeah, he ended up winning the match, and that's how Impact Wrestling No Surrender ended. So that was my review for Impact Wrestling's No Surrender. I know you probably think this was a terrible review, but hey, like I said, I thought it was an enjoyable show for the most part. Like if you didn't watch the show, you don't really need to go back and watch it because, I mean, I like I said, I thought it was I thought it was a decent show. There wasn't anything too crazy that you have to go all the way and check out on the show. Um, and like I said, the biggest gripes I really have about the show is their technical difficulty issues, with their audio and their quality that they have, the way everything looks. It's I just want Impact to start doing something different, getting some different social media people or getting some something doing something different here because this ain't working for what Impact's doing right now. And like I said, it's for every single show that this happens on, all their technical difficulties and issues that they have. But their in-ring quality on the show was good. Um, and like I said at the beginning of the show, if I wasn't reviewing the show, I probably wouldn't have finished the rest of the show. I probably would have turned it off because it took me a couple of days to finish the show. That's how much I really didn't care about this show that much. And also there was a segment on the show with the busted open guys like Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, and Bully Ray. Basically, Bully Ray was being Bully Ray here. He was being the heel that he is. I didn't really care much for it, the segment. Bully Ray ended up attacking Tommy Dreamer and Dave LaGreca and basically going after the commentary team. You got a problem, B? You got a problem? You want to say something? So Bully Ray was being Bully Ray here, being the normal prick that he is. And going up the fans and going up to David Penzer, which is a ring announcer. He was like, "You guys have a problem with me?" So like I said, Bully Ray was being Bully Ray. Like I said, I didn't really care much for the segment, but that happened on the show. But like I said, it was a solid show. If you definitely go check out the show, I definitely recommend checking out the main event. The 6-man tag team match or the trios match between Time Machine and the Bullet Club. Check out that, and also check out the main event. Other than that, not the main event. Sorry, yeah, check out the main event, and also check out the women's the Knockouts Championship match. So those are the 3 matches I recommend checking out on the show. Other than that, everything else on this show is kind of skippable. But yeah, if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, hit that subscribe button. That really helped me out a lot. I'm on the road to 550 subscribers. So, definitely hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my wrestling content I do on here. So that would help me out quite a bit. Also, hit that like button, because the more likes I have on the video, the more it helps out, help goes, with the algorithm. More it helps out in the algorithm. So do that. And also go down in the live chat or the comments and let me know some videos that you guys want to see in the future or like some reviews. Definitely do that. And also go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Instagram at the True JSB and Twitter at the True JSB as well. So definitely go follow me on all my social media platforms. And then what else? Like I said, subscribe and also turn on my notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video because that will help me out quite a bit. And also some videos that are coming up for you guys. I got my predictions to do for AEW Revolution 2023, which I'm gonna probably be doing that sometime later on this week, maybe Thursday. We'll see when I get to it. Because Revolution's gonna be on Sunday. So I'm going to be doing a prediction show for that, as well as I'm going to be doing a review for Revolution, which is it's going to be a long show. Them AEW pay-per-views are really long, so I'll be doing a review for that, as well as let's see, I got some WrestleManias to review, so stay tuned for my WrestleMania reviews. My first one I'm going to be reviewing is WrestleMania 9, so stay tuned for my retro reviews for that. But this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I will catch you guys in my next video whenever that may be.